If he spoils something or does something wrong to others, then you must tell. If he doesn't share things, you must tell, you must share your doll, you must share this. But when it comes to correcting him for nonsensical things, you should not. We'll see, it will change. Then later on, of course, we have to think of school and all that. We're trying to do something. Let's work it out, maybe. Then we'll take over. Basically, they should be all right. Otherwise, they come to India and slap all the teachers. What's the use? It's not easy. Western children are not easy, to manage. Actually, then definitely they'll be frightened of Western children coming to India. Rather different. Because you must discipline them. And the main thing is they should like the discipline. They should want the discipline. That's how you should create. The stupid idea of freedom means license should go out of it. They should like it. I remember my parents, the way they disciplined us, we like it. Any child would remember that. Oh, my father, very particular. But here, they'll call a 12-year-old son. I know a friend of ours, such a shocking story. The lady came to, friend means in the official way, she came to London and she said, have you seen the pubs? I said, no. Wonderful, interesting pubs in London. I said, really? She had a list of them. She said, the best is this one. I said, what is so special? It's called as the Hermit's Pub. So what is great? See, a man died in this place. And people did not know for months together. Then the smell started coming out. So they came in, took him away and buried him. But all the cobwebs and all the smell is still retained. And that's the most expensive pub in London. I said, oh God, what's this going on? This lady said, no, we are very free with our children. We allow them to do what they like. And she had two sons, I think one was 12-year-old and one was 11-year-old. And these husband-wife lived about 40,000-50,000 years back. But even today, I can't marry a man who belongs to the same religion. So the celibacy, you can imagine that from one university you could not marry. That's how they led a life, and then they went to 5 years of age, they went to school. In complete celibate living they were, and then they got married, and then when they had children they sent them back. Like that the system worked. But if you read Patanjali Yoga, the first thing that Patanjali Yoga says, that Ishvara Pranidhana is the establishment of God. First you must establish the spirit. It's like we have not just started the car, for example. Right? It's very logical. Now I am coming to Hampstead. I don't know the way, supposing. And I don't know which way to go. Now supposing I say that, all right, now I have to go to Hampstead. From the very beginning I'll turn to the left, not to the right. Can I do it? So when the Kundalini rises, then only you will know which chakra is touching. What is your problem? Beforehand, supposing you are doing any, at random, any exercise. Say example, the way people are doing this is yoga. So-called, it has nothing to do with yoga. You see, these exercises when you do, you are not aware as to what are your problems. You don't know what you are suffering from. And what particular asana is needed for a particular type of a chakra, which is blocked. Alright? So what you are doing is indiscriminate, taking medicines without understanding. But the practice of these things are a very minimum part of the whole of Patanjali. First is Ishvara Pranidhana. Means when you establish the spirit, Ishvara Pranidhana means establishment of the God. Once you have established that, then the Kundalini starts moving, and then you know where to stop, where to turn, how to do. This is real tradition, but last 50 years,
see, all sorts of nonsensical people have come up there, change this, change that. And it's logical. It's logical, you see. Supposing you are suffering from Agya Chakra, alright? And you are doing the exercise of this chakra. You will spoil this as well as spoil this. There is no logic, there is no understanding, nothing. See, this is just physical exercises because people want to become actors and actresses, I think.
Well, no, I mean, I'm talking about the whole, the 8 limbs of yoga, the whole Ashtanga.
Which one?
The 8 limbs of yoga, going through the whole system of the niyama and the asanas, pranayama, pratyahara,
all those things, you see.
Try to work towards samadhi.
No, it does not, it does not, it does not, it does not. That's the other way down. See, this is the problem. You see what happens, that unless and until you get your realization, you have no entry into yourself, you don't know where you are going. This will never work. On the contrary, all those who have done Hatha Yoga catch on their heart center very much. Because the whole attention is on the body, the left heart touches. Just now I've been to one organization where I met 3 of them. They all had their left side absolutely frozen. So they said, Mother, what should we do? I said, you must sing the praise of God. Forget. You have become so dry like a bamboo now. Fill it up with the love of God. Forget it, all your asanas and things. They're just like, you see, dried fishes. There's no emotions left. It's such an imbalance. Ha and ta, both the things. They have not said only ha is the Surya Nadi. They said ha and ta. What are, if they become more like this, God save the world. Is the point. And the emotions are drained out of such. There are no feelings left, no emotions, nothing is zero. I met one dentist who came, he said, Mother, now I have become a Sthita Pragya. I said, how? I have no feelings. Nothing happens to me. You see, my child is sick, I am not bothered. What a nice man you are. I have no feelings. My mother calls me, I have no feelings. I am living somewhere alone. I said, all right. I said, is that the way the saints have lived? They have been worried not only about poor people but about everyone. There is no love. There is no love in the modern yoga. No love. It's only the love of God can be only felt through spirit. You have to have a balance. It's very one-sided, extremely one-sided. One side is those who are singing the devotional songs and the other side are... Both are equally mad, I think. Both can be equally mad. Come to the balance. Again, you have to come to the balance. Otherwise you cannot enjoy Sahaja Yoga. Sahaja Yoga is an enjoyment of your balance, of the beauty of God's love and the truth of His work. Everything has to be enjoyed. Alright? You just work it out. Have you done yoga very much?
Sorry?
Have you done a lot of yoga?
Reasonable now. I wouldn't claim to be I do follow a Buddhist practice which is based upon the...
Now Buddhist also. I'll tell you about Buddhist. Alright? What are Buddhists doing? It's true about everyone. Christians, Hindus, everybody. Just because you asked about Buddhist and where is Buddha placed within us? Do they know? Where is Buddha?
I'm sorry? Where?
Buddha is placed within us at a point.
Well, yes.
And what does He control within us? We have to know this knowledge of the roots. Unless and until you know the knowledge of the roots, how will you know about the tree? You cannot treat the tree on its leaves or branches. You have to go to the roots. And first you find out the roots with it. Buddhism is so superficial now that I am myself amazed, and Buddha must be thinking, oh God, from where it is. He says, Buddham Sharanam Gaccha. What is Buddha? It is an enlightened soul. Buddha means the one who is enlightened. Sangham Sharanam Gaccha. means to the collective being. Sangha means the collective being. Dhammam Shanam. Dhammam is the balance between. How many Buddhists know about it? They don't know even where Buddha is sitting on their heads. And what I find most of the Buddhists, that their center of Buddha is finished. Buddha has disappeared from there once for all. He controls our life. And he settled down here on the head, on the left hand. We can prove it on Kundalini. Supposing somebody is following Buddha, immediately people will know that you are a Buddhist, because they catch him. And then some methods are there to awaken him. If you awaken him, your Kundalini will revive. Otherwise it's not. Alright? So you must know the knowledge of the roots. We should not just depend on Buddhism or any ism.
Oh, no, yes, I
That's
agree.
what I'm saying.
It's just that the things that you said at the beginning, I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah, you see, we have to have the complete integrated knowledge of the roots which nourishes. Michelle is crying, is it Michelle? Better take him out, I think. Better take him out because in meditation he disturbs. Is he not alright? No questions?
How important is colour in our lives?
How?
How important is colour in our lives?
Color. It is important if you understand the value in vibrations. See the color, any color that you use with other colors gives a coefficients. See? A painting, so for example, every painting is valued according to something artificial in normal human life. I don't know how they value it. But in the spiritual life, you value it with a vibratory point of view. For example, you see a painting, maybe abstract, maybe any kind of a painting, and you put your hands towards the painting. If the person who has painted it is a realized soul, for example, I will say Michelangelo. He was a realized soul. And he's done the Sistine Chapel. If you see the Christ he has made, it absolutely very near what Christ was. But other people, you see, they make Christ in such a horrible way that bad vibrations coming. And I mean, I don't know how people like it, but some people say, oh, it's very great and it's very valuable. I just don't understand. Because nowhere near Christ. It is not good colors, and it's the inside, the filth inside. You see, people are trying to express. For example, to show Christ in just like a skeleton, It's sadism. How can a person who is healthy could take 5 of modern people and just swirl them in the hair? You see, he was such a powerful personality, and such a man can only be non-violent. And his non-violence has a glory, isn't it? What is the non-violence of a person who is already a weakling? So they show Christ such a weakling, I can't believe it. And I just don't understand from where did they get the ideas. But I've seen such statues being sold for a very big price. So human beings have their own ways of value system. But the divine has different. So the color also plays a, you may have colors, like red color is now, people, according to the psychologists who are quite stupid, I must say, is very bad. According to them, the red color is, but it is not. Red is the color of the mother, because the first light in a mother's womb is red. The child sees the red. And that's why it has the smallest, what you call the wavelength. Anything that you want to attract the attention, you see a cricket ball is red. If you have to say danger, it is red. And the red color has its own value. The white has its own value. But in human mind, it's very different. You see, they have their own nouns and forms and things like, you see, they have got, now you must eat with, say, fork and knives. Now the fork and knives must be kept like this. If you don't keep like that, then you are not elite. See, like that. So in the same way, even in art, they have done this kind of a mischief. That this color is nice, that color is nice, you must have everything pastel. Now they're changing, because first they used to say, all right, we can have blue. This must be an old one. So they say, all right, let's have blue or some sort of, especially the grey color. You see grey. Now the whole sky is grey, everything is grey. Why do you want to have grey on your body? Also is growing grey suits, isn't it? We used to have. But now they have realized there's no warmth in grey, in blue. So we must have something warm. So they want to put red. They have realized it gradually, you see. It's all right grey for Indians who are so full of exuberance, to give them a little balance, let them wear something, it's all right. But for people who are in England, I think grey is too much. I mean, it's a headache to see any more greys. And when you see the yards and yards of greys walking in these parties I see, I'm really shocked. And especially you have those dresses from, borrowed dresses that you wear. You see some look so odd and so clumsy in those dresses. They're walking about, see, they think they know enough themselves. They look really clownish. See. But these forms and these things, we have created, human beings, that this is the form which is the best. You must wear a tailcoat. All right, tailcoat looks nice, but not in grey by any chance, I can tell you. If you wear a grey early in the morning, it's not, I think it's rather not being nice to God, because how do you show grey on a nice sunny morning? You should wear something nice red.
Okay.
All right? So it is very diverse and beautiful. But one must enter into the realm of the spirit. Then everything forms, as it just like magnet, when you put the magnet through, all filings go into proper direction. In the same way, the whole thing becomes so systematic and understanding. Immediately you know which place is giving vibrations, which is not giving vibrations. Even the chair you can make out, everything you can make out. It's very interesting. Even the forms. The other day only I told about Mona Lisa. According to the modern ideas of beauty, where you have just mosquito-like women who say walking, the Mona Lisa seems to be an ugly woman. But still people are attracted towards her. Why? Because there's these coefficients which gives vibration. She gives vibrations. So only on that vibratory awareness, only one can judge whether it is absolute or not. Because you have not reached your absolute form. To somebody, it may be a good painting, to somebody it must be horrifying. Yes?
Nora, I noticed that when you were talking about that 80-year-old woman who was riding the horse, that you laughed. It seems to me that we all do it in society. Why do we all laugh at other people's suffering and ignorance?
Suffering.
Sometimes I can laugh and I can't justify it. You know.
What is it? Why do we have suffering, you are saying?
No, I'm just saying, I noticed that you laughed when you talked about that 80-year-old woman riding the horse. Now, why did you laugh then? And why do you, I mean, obviously I know you're enlightened, but why do you...
Jim, come here, I can't hear you, just come here. They're saying something nice, definitely, but what is it, I don't know.
Mother, I noticed that you laughed when you talked about that 80-year-old woman riding the horse. And it seemed to me that, when I was rationalising that it was her ignorance and her folly led to her death, right? It was her suffering. And being a not at all enlightened soul that I am, I was wondering why I laugh at suffering, and also why you did as well.
It's Still I didn't fall.
Well,
Come here, come here. What's the matter? No, I can't.
you talked about a woman riding a horse.
About what?
That 80-year-old woman riding a horse. earlier.
Oh, I see, Yeah.
And you laughed, and I was wondering why, and why we laughed as well, and the importance of laughter.
Because it is nonsense for an 80-year-old woman to sit on a horse. See, you're not supposed to sit. You see, ask any wise man, say from India, a villager, he will just laugh, no? That he wouldn't understand why an 80-year-old woman, you see, poor that horse, how far can it look after that old woman? Why to trouble the horse like that? See, an old woman should know that she is a liability on a horse. And she should not jump onto a horse, isn't it? It's simple as that. You see, an old woman should behave as she's old. She should accept her old age. It's a very great thing to be old, you know. And it's such a glorious time you have as an old woman. I mean, I enjoy my old age the best of all. And I think it's a great thing to be old. But to behave like a child of, say, 15 years and getting on a horse when you are 80 years is wrong. That means there's no sense of proportion. One must mature with time. See, the maturity must come. Like my grandchildren would like to play with the little cars, all right? Then my husband would like to play with his own car, which is a moving car. Maybe I may be sort of a little bit too oldish and over mature. May not like to play with these things. I may like to play with your kundalini. So, it's stupid for an 80-year-old woman to get on top of a horse. It's absolutely stupid. And it's stupid for a little child to get on top of the horse. See, everything should be done according to the age. It's only why she got into the horse. Why? What is the need? Only because her ego is there. Simple thing as ego. She doesn't want to accept her age. She doesn't want to settle down as a mature old lady. It's nice to be very old. She doesn't understand how nice it is to be old. In this country only, I don't know why people ridicule, but all your leaders are very old. Surprising. I mean, Margaret Thatcher is slightly older than me. All your leaders are old, and why do you ridicule old age? I don't understand. Unless and until you are old, you are not going to be accepted as leaders even in this country. British are that way quite wise. I think only William Pitt was the man who was very young, and it's something so remarkable. I mean, old age is very much respected in a way. And you must respect your old age, not to behave like a little boy of 15 years to get on top of a horse. See? And this horse must be nervous, I'm sure, because the horse understands who rides. Alright? What I was trying to tell, that how people become stupid and they don't understand they have been stupid, because it's just ego.
But why do you laugh at ego?
Beg pardon?
Excuse me, why do you laugh at ego?
Laugh at on stupidity, what do you do? I mean, you can only laugh at people who are stupid. We can only laugh, isn't it? What else can we do? They are stupid. Starving is stupid. Because, you see, this woman could have taken to Saj Yoga, she could have got cured, she could have been alright, she could have helped people. Instead of that, she's spending her time in going on a horse. Now she's like that long time back. Why is she doing even now? Why does she think that there are very few years left for her? It is important, these are very important years. Let her do something sensible. There's no sense in this. The only thing you can do is to laugh. There's no sense. What is the sense in going about on a horse like that? It's a possession of the ego, I think. Horse or motor car and all these things are thing of ego. I know of a lady in India, and her husband was a governor. And I used to think she was a sensible woman. But as soon as he retired from governorship, she died. She came down from the horse.
Isn't it good to laugh? Isn't it good if one looks after mental patients and all the crazy little things they do? We couldn't look after them if we didn't laugh at times.
Yes,
We
that's,
have to laugh.
you see, we have to laugh at many things. It's a joke, all the time. The whole thing is a drama in which you see something stupid, then you laugh. You see something funny going on, you laugh. It's better to laugh than to be angry.
We love and be careful.
Better to laugh than to be angry, isn't it? What's the use of getting angry with a woman who's already dead? There's no wisdom. No wisdom in this kind of living, you see. That's what I was trying to say, that a person with his ego loses his wisdom. There is no wisdom. Human life is very precious, not to be wasted. I mean, if this woman had lived, I knew her very well, that's why I'm saying. She would have done something good. Her life would have had some meaning, but she was not born.
So your laughter was from pity then?
Beg pardon?
Your laughter was from pity then?
You see, I laugh because what am I to do now? I mean, what to do? I mean, I felt very sorry. The husband is left all alone now in life. He doesn't know what to do. And I don't know what to do. Because the husband is a very nice man. He's a very big man in the country. He's regarded as a lord of something. And he's a minister also. I don't know he's now minister or not. I know them very well. And the poor fellow is now doesn't know how to manage his household, anything. He's left high and dry for nothing at all. And if you ask the gentleman, he said, I don't know why my wife was so crazy after the horses. You cannot explain these things, but then you just laugh. It's better to laugh than to be serious, isn't it? Only if somebody dies in your family, then it's all right. Otherwise, all the time we find what we find people very seriously moving about. And doing what? What have we done? What have we done with all our seriousness? Created these horrible atomic bombs for our destruction? What have we achieved with all? We must laugh and one must laugh. It's beautiful. When you'll open out more, you'll laugh.